I know we have a bit of a short period to go through this. I understand a lot of you have to connect to your next class section. But why are we here in the first place? 50 years ago, there was a meeting held in Stockholm, the United Nations Conference, where you had world leaders from all around the world, civil society, advocates, and different groups converging to discuss about the environment. There were concerns that we as humans, we were not managing the earth in a better way. In our quest to develop ourselves, to improve our lives, we were taking actions that were destroying the environment, polluting our waters, polluting our air, and carrying on other activities that present harm to the generations then and generations ahead. So at that 1972 meeting in Stockholm, the United Nations Environmental Program was set up to draw global leaders and world attention to urgent environment issues. Today, in 2022, and specifically June, world leaders will again be meeting in the same city, Stockholm, under the sponsorship of the Swedish government as well as the government of Kenya. When the world leaders meet in Stockholm in 2022, June, they are going to be discussing under the theme, A Healthy Planet for the Prosperity of all of us, a responsibility that we must also uphold. This is an opportunity for you and for everyone around the world to share their view on what they think about the state of our planet. Whether you're an economist, a biologist, a sociologist, for you to thrive, for you to succeed, you need a healthy planet. Without a healthy planet, we cannot achieve our goal. So we are here today to discuss some few questions, some issues about, mainly the intent is to get your view. What do you think? Do you believe that the world is on course for achieving a healthy planet for the prosperity of all? Are we as a country, Liberia, along the right path? What are the areas where we need to pay more attention? What changes do we need to adapt to be able to improve our world? You look around you of late, you hear about climate change, you hear about COVID, you hear about environmental pollution, you hear about air pollution. So you now have the opportunity to speak up. And let me inform you that this discussion is being carried live. So whatever you say here is being documented. Whatever view you put forward here will form part of the report that is generated from Liberia to say, look, this is what the people of Liberia are thinking. So when world leaders meet, it is an opportunity for them to know what students at Cuttington University, what are their views, what are their thoughts in terms of how we can improve the planet, how we can improve the environment, how we can manage the future so that we do not endanger the livelihood, health, and welfare of those to come 100 years from now. So we do have a very short time, so there are 3 questions I would like for us to discuss. So all you have to do is just raise your hand, we'll identify you, and then you can share your view on what you think about those questions. So, for example, do you think Liberia is acting quickly enough to achieve a healthy planet for the prosperity of all? Do you think, as a country, Liberia, forget about the rest of the world, for us as Liberia, are we acting quickly enough to address the issue of water, to address the issue of air quality, to address the issue of our forest, to address the issue of our soil management, to address the everyday bread and butter issues that affect our environment? What are your thoughts? Do you think Liberia is acting quickly enough to address the issues that will contribute to a healthy planet? Yeah? Your name, please. So you just stand and call your name, and you tell us the department you're from.
All right, I'm Richmond P. Labla Jr. I'm from the Department of Environmental Science, and I'm a junior student. I do believe that Liberia is acting very quickly to see to it that they have a very healthy environment in the world at large. In a sense, they are knowing very well that Liberia has study-wise that adopting the Environmental Act Law in 2002, we were published in April 2003. So that just tells us that Liberia is quickly on a path of having a healthy environment, because we believe that once the environment is polluted, the environment is not healthy. We understand that, let's take for instance plastic waste. Plastic waste is being one of the major waste problems in the world that is causing serious environmental pollution all over the world. So Liberia being a country and taking that step of putting in laws that will regulate the aspect of plastic pollution and implementing the laws, I do believe that Liberia is on that path of having a healthy environment.
Thank you very much. So that's his view. He believes Liberia has put into place the legal framework. In 2002, the Act creating the Environmental Protection Agency was established. In the same 2002, the Environmental Protection Management Law also came into force. So by putting into place the legal framework, he believes that Liberia is on path for achieving a healthy planet. So I'm seeing so people that got beer like me talking. I want to hear from the females as well. So I will recognize him, and then I will look around for a female before I come to you.
Thank you very much, and we want to take this time and opportunity to invite the UNDP formally to Cuttington, more especially to have a wonderful discussion. I'm Jeremiah G. Buffer, happen to be the PRO for the natural science and also reading environmental science. Thank you very much. The first 10 years, Liberia is going into that path to just have EPA in 2002. And we need, because of more awareness, so we are carrying on the awareness that people should not be in a wetland, have some effect, and also deforestation. We also carry on the awareness. But equally so, we need government intervention as citizens, because the World Environmental Course or environmental science is a new course in Liberia. But that's why we got to get it gradually. So as environmentalists, from here now to go to Monrovia, we encourage most of our brothers and sisters to ride buses. Because if you ride from here, one of the taxi or the bus, an MTA bus told us 75. So if you want to have about 6, you're talking about 15 to 14 and taxi. So the emission going to Monrovia increase, they have effect on the ozone layer. So we encourage most of our brothers and sisters to ride on the MTA, because you have 2 MTA or 3 MTA from Gbarnga to Monrovia, it will reduce. You can only try to minimize the ozone, that's only minimize the emission that going into the ozone layer. So because of climate change and human population and human activity, we have the motorcycle, we have the generator, and we have a lot of things. We go into our various offices, we have the machines, that's the photocopy that going on. It also emitting the ozone, going to the ozone there, causing serious problem for us. So what we need to do as UNDP have come to us, and also the government, we need the government intervention into environmental activities in Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. He raised about 3 cardinal issues. Why? He also acknowledged that Liberia is on course, the issue of awareness, the issue of environmental education. He also highlighted a key issue, mass transportation. He's concerned that emissions from transportation is contributing to global warming. By promoting mass transportation, we can reduce greenhouse gas emission from the transport sector. That's his concern. A female, please. Any female. Good. Can you wait? Let me walk up to my sister up there. Good. Yes. Okay, good.
My name is Ruth Wama from the nursing college. I'm interested in what my brother said, so I will be buttressing what he said. The issue about plastic waste in our country is one of the major things that is destroying our soil. Imagine if the plastic is being wasted, it will take about years. It does not dissolve so easily. So this is a recommendation that UNDP should help us along with our government to see how best they can do some recycling or some other things that will be put in place that the plastic is under control. So thank you.
Thank you very much. She raised a very serious concern, the issue of plastic pollution. For your information, just a week ago, there has been a global movement towards eliminating single-use plastic. And Liberia is one of those countries that has expressed commitment to do same. So she's calling the government, UNDP, and other actors to work together, recognizing the threat that plastic waste poses to our environment. Another female, please. Another female, please. They are just smiling. Another female. One more. No. Again, talk when I move from here, we'll stay here today. You talking so I want to hear one more girl. Who's that girl that's going to speak out? One more. Okay, my brother be talking. After you, maybe we'll get another girl.
Thank you so much.
So just be brief to the point.
My name is Emmanuel Bala, Department of Environmental Science, Cuttington University. When it comes to signing onto international protocols, Liberia is there. Just about a week or two ago, the EPA director was in Kenya, where he signed along with 175 countries to a resolution calling for the elimination of plastic waste. But these laws are signed onto, but we have the challenge of implementation, which remains a major challenge in Liberia. You go into the streets, you see that waste are being disposed of just anywhere. You see people are building in swampy areas, and people are mining along the river banks, expanding the banks of the river. Just sometimes in September last year, there was a serious flooding situation in Gbarnga here that was established due to a survey by two causes. One, the expansion of the river bank of the Jaw River and building in swampy areas. While Liberia is signing onto these protocols, there are still challenges with implementation which we think needs to be addressed.
It raises a very big and serious issue. Liberia is a member of almost all of the international protocols. Liberia keeps signing, we keep ratifying, but there's no enough action in terms of implementation. And that is something that should claim every one of us attention. As Liberia prepared to go to Stockholm, Liberian stakeholders need to be aware that enough of signing and ratification, this is time for action. Thank you very much. So I will take you and then we'll go to the next question, the next thing. Can you please pass it over to him? The next thing I will start again.
I'm Gerald P. Yekula. Another sector that I really want to focus on is deforestation. The expansion of so many activities is causing the forest to be depleted. And if attention will not be drawn to that area, we'll have a lot of things be done. One, some species will go into extinction. And our sector today, if certain species go into extinction, will lose our value of that biodiversity. Recently, I think Liberia got some both when they discovered a new species in the Gbarnga forest, we led to conservation. And that particular species serving our fleshless species that encourage that area to be conserved. So if we don't focus on the issue of our deforestation, we'll still have serious problem. So I suggest that when we get there, let's focus on that area. That area is seriously depleting.
Thank you very much. So he raised another critical issue. Liberia is one of the biodiversity hotspots of the world. Currently, Liberia holds more than 40% of the entire Upper Guinea forest, meaning the entire Upper Guinea region, starting from as far as Benin, going to Ghana, to Nigeria, to Sierra Leone, all those countries combined, Africa, Liberia got 40% of the remaining forest. And that also comes with enormous biodiversity. There are species in Liberia you cannot find anywhere. And so he believes that if we continue to cut down our forests, we may sooner or later lose those biodiversity, which takes away our significance as a country and also contribute to us losing our cultural heritage as well. Thank you very much. I know this theme has been thought-provoking, and you will have the opportunity to reach out to us if you have additional thoughts or recommendations around those things. Feel free to reach out. So we'll go to the second question. What COVID has come and shattered our lives? There were people doing businesses, but as a result of COVID, those businesses were halted. There are students who were enrolling in Cuttington, but after COVID, you no longer see them on campus because their parents cannot afford to pay their school fees. There are people who can barely eat due to the constraints that COVID has posed. What can we do to achieve a sustainable recovery from COVID? And so they get coming on the wire. What can we do as a country to achieve a sustainable recovery from COVID? We are already living with COVID. The challenges are here. We are managing to wear our masks when necessary, to stop moving in large groups. We have a lot of measures that we've adapted. But how can we, in the long term, as a country, recover from COVID? COVID affected our education. It affected our healthcare. It affected the economy. How can we recover?
I am M. Rufus Flomo in the Department of Environmental Science. With respect to recovery from COVID, firstly, our government has to take statistics of those very individuals or those very communities that have been affected and what their interaction before the existence of COVID. Well, if I was doing a business before and at the end of COVID, I'm out of business. First, I got to understand which business I was doing. At the end of the day, we're going to come up with a recovery plan. Government got to come up with a recovery plan that will help to empower business owners, taxi drivers, other boys in the community who are engaged in the business in order to continue the business they are doing. But at the end of the day, if that recovery plan not come, they become liability to the country, and at the end of the day, it also affect the same environment we're talking about.
Thank you very much. The country needs to take stock of the impact of COVID on the population. And as a basis of that stock, come up with a COVID recovery plan that allows the country to provide interventions to support those who have been severely impacted by COVID. In that way, we can together as a country recover from COVID. Thank you very much for that intervention. My brother, you spoke before, right? So let's hear another voice. What happened with the children? They are studying for Mete, eh? They are studying for Mete? Oh, okay, so you're focusing on Mete, I can understand. Prof, that true? Mete, right? Children are getting, oh, God. Okay, so let's go to you.
Thank you very much. I'm Kaba Jimmy from the Department of Environmental Science. So I'll be speaking on 2 points. One, from the aspect of the government through the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare.
Talking about COVID recovery.
COVID recovery, yes. So the government and that of the ministry, they have to work together to continue to carry on the awareness that was carried on before COVID-19 came. I mean, when COVID-19 entered the country, they have to educate people more so that we can continue to use the no mask. And another thing, the citizens too, they have to have that positive attitude towards the government advices. The government brought out the vaccination, right? So they have to have a positive attitude to protect themselves that in the long run, because whatever we are saying here, we are debating on sustainability. So one way or the other, COVID may come back.
Thank you. So, why my brother here was more focused on the economic recovery, he's looking at the health recovery. There needs to be more awareness and preventive action. He also talked about vaccination. All of us here vaccinated, please put on your hand. So you see, we who vaccinated with you. Some are on our take 2. Then it's a third one called a booster. That's some of your here, you won't take it. So my brother here is saying we need to develop a positive mindset. Go and get vaccinated. When you get vaccinated, it reduces the chance of you getting infected by COVID. So we'll go back to my brother. After you will take one guy. One, I will force, I will get a microphone to them.
Once again, I'm Gerald P. Yekula. The government needs to set up a disaster management plan. The issue that led to COVID-19 or Ebola really affected the nation, there was nothing put in place. So if you have a disaster management plan and there's a pandemic, that particular management plan will then work in line with the government to see how better they can prepare. But lacking that situation led to COVID really passing through our whole health system, causing a lot of problem for the health sector. So this time we suggest that government should be preparing and have a disaster management plan in order to have serious things coming into our system.
Thank you very much. So, learning from the experience of COVID, learning from the experience of Ebola, we need to have a comprehensive disaster management plan as a country. That strengthens our ability to respond when disaster occur. So, thank you very much. So, I can carry the microphone now around. I see some getting one talk, but you know what? Getting one person, but then when they want talk, you got to let encourage them. So I want to encourage them. Who want to be the first person for me to encourage? Okay, good. I knew that guy wanted to say something. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I can stay. So just to add up to what my friends have said, I believe that the bottom line here is adaptation. We have to come together to revise what has happened before COVID, what happened with COVID, and what needs to happen after COVID. This is a new era. We can go back to how we were before. We were not wearing masks in hospitals before, but now we have to wear masks. Not because we have COVID, but because it's the trend. So there are things that we need to do economic-wise, health-wise, education-wise. People stop going to schools. What can the government do to ensure that it doesn't stop the way we used to live, the sustainable living style that we had before COVID? If ever that's what we had, then we have to put that in place to make sure that everyone can benefit one way or the other. Thank you.
Just clap for it, man. I can't tell us smart man getting here. I didn't tell how long time. You heard it, girl? Did you listen to her? So when you recruiting USVP, look around her, yeah? You can't tell us smart man getting here. I didn't tell how long time. So we'll go to the last question. And I'm sure this one again can be dominated now. I trust them. They come a smart girl, or they get a smart. Do you feel optimistic? Do you feel concerned? Do you feel hopeful that when world leaders meet in Stockholm in June 2022, we can expect to see change in how we manage the earth? Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel concerned? Do you think that conference in June this year will make a difference? Yeah. Okay. For you, Mama, I want to see them or me. What again? What again? Oh, that's Mama getting here. Okay, good. Where is she? Good. Great. Now you are speaking to the world leaders, and many of them are personally watching you. What are your expectations? Are you hopeful? Are you concerned? Do you believe that Stockholm plus 50 in June this year is going to make any difference?
I'm Lofty Eltua, a science student reading biology. What I do believe is that there will be a great change based on the convention, because once they made up their mind to gather and discuss on cardinal issues like the one that have been discussed here, and they take it into consideration, there will be great change. And also things that are going on in the world like climate change, people are experiencing some difficulties in doing other things. If they take that into consideration, there will actually be a positive change. So I do believe that.
Thank you. You're clapping again, man. She has basically cataloged that the world is seeing some unprecedented phenomena. The issue of climate change. People are suffering around the world. The world is going through a tough period. She believes that when world leaders in Stockholm reflect on those challenges, there can be a positive outcome from Stockholm. Clap for her again. Another one more piece. Oh, great. I told you they get a smile. I just looking at getting for nothing. Tell you, my sister. I know they got it. Stay with me. No problem. I can manage. Yes, stand up so we can see you.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm optimistic that when the world leaders do go for the
Stockholm plus 50
Stockholm
conference.
plus 50 conference, I do know that rational decisions will be made concerning our health and our future. But the main question is, how will the people from Liberia that are going to represent us for this conference, how will they reach the information out of those? Because we do know that Monrovia is not Liberia. So how will they reach the information out of those people in the rural areas, in the villages? Because it's not all about going for the conference, but how will the information go across after you've heard all those information for the conference? How will the information go across?
Great. Can you clap for her? I love woman business.
Yes,
I love woman business. I'm here for she. I'm here for she. So she's concerned that Monrovia is not Liberia. She's also hopeful that Stockholm will deliver good outcomes. But how will those outcomes be manifested beyond Monrovia? In Bopolu, in Nimba, in Zwaju, in Kample. How will those outcomes be manifested? One more woman now will come to your German. German, you get better on me, I beg you. One more. One guy just looking at me, she won't talk. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? If I move from here, anybody call me, I will not answer. Where is she? Where is she? Oh, okay. German, you're tired. They get the tire now. No, I want to hear from people who haven't spoken. Okay, good. What's your concern? Are you concerned? Are you optimistic that Stockholm plus 50 is going to yield desirable outcomes?
Sure. So my name is Noli Kate from the Department of Environmental Science. So considering the fact that there have been conferences before this particular conference, and at the end of the day, our leaders go there and come back and they sit in the capital, like the issue about there are other parts of Liberia, environmental crisis. So the fact that they sit in the capital, I'm hopeful now that we have new leaders who have young people now into the system. We have new sciences coming in, like the environmental science. I'm hopeful that when they step out there, they are also concerned about our environmental issues we are facing today. But my hope is also that when they get there, whatever issue about economic benefit, if they come back, it should be implemented. And it shouldn't be the same old seem like you just sit in the capital and scramble everything and depend on the people to know these things without even carrying on awareness, without even involving them into this process.
Thank you very much. He's also, can you clap? Can we clap for a minute now? You please clap, my friend. So he's also concerned about implementation. There's been a lot of talk about Stockholm plus 50. This is one of the first time an international conference is coming on, and people are going all around the world soliciting views. But he believes that after Stockholm should be a time for action. Enough has already been said. It's now time for people to act. So we'll take the next person. Okay, good. You. So you next, okay? We're rounding up. I know you gotta go for your class.
Quality Flomo is my name from the Department of Environmental Science. Quality Flomo is my name from the Department of Environmental Science. I do believe that after this conference, there will be measures put into place to mitigate anthropogenic factors such as the deforestation. We all know that deforestation it leads to land degradation and habitat fragmentation also. And there should be a name where that we always switch to renewable source of energy like the sunlight. Where we all need the sunlight. We can use the sunlight to fill solar panel to be able to to generate electricity. By doing so, we'll get rid of the generator because the generator emits carbon monoxide into the atmosphere. Because we are aware of global warming. And we know that global warming, the causes of global warming can lead to skin cancers, it can lead to some diseases, it can lead to air pollution, some respiratory diseases like the lung cancer, and so forth. So by doing so, switching to a renewable source of energy, it will be better for the country and the nation at large.
Thank you very much. So we'll take my brother here, then we'll forget about the question. Anything you want to say, we come to 50. We'll take 3 persons, and then we all leave. Is that okay? Can we clap for him, please? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Can you be audible?
Okay, thank you. My name is Cuttington University. I'm from the biology department. So I'm one person that believes in unity and the power that it possesses. And looking at our world is a global village. we all are one way and other connected. So the fact that our leaders can leave their comfort zone and gather in a spirit of unity to address the issues that is undermining our overall sustainability, I'm very, very optimistic that there will be a good result. And also, like what Nuri was saying, when those resolutions will be formed, when it's back, our leadership should be very effective in order to decentralize information so that people can know their responsibility. Because like what you people doing here, will be informed of our responsibility as citizens, and our eyes will be open to the issues that the world is facing. Then we can play our role. So thank you very much.
Give him a big hand clap. He believes in the power of unity. He believes strongly in the power of unity, that when we are united around a common purpose, we can surmount mountains, we can break down barriers. He also went on to emphasize that beyond the conversations in Stockholm, whatever comes from there should not end up in Monrovia. It should be decentralized so that the information about the outcomes of Stockholm plus 50 is carried all across the country. So like I said, freestyle. Anything you want to say, let's start one girl first, I beg you. Anything you want to say, forget about the questions, forget any like to answer questions, I understand. Anything you want to say, what you feel about the environment, not politics, but anything related to our planet. Yeah. I'm sorry. One girl, please. What's she? Any she? Eh? Wait, no, that was small. I show somebody else. My girl, they're just laughing. You raise it. As you come? Eh? Good. I knew she wanted to say something.
I'm Famata M. Dukle and I'm Famata M. Dukle from the biology department. What I have to say to every one of us is that although our people and those high authorities will be like gathering to bring out information that will help our environment for the betterment of every one of us, but I realize that we Liberians, we are emotionally lazy. There are some things that we should do or we're supposed to do, but we expect others to wait for us. Like, I live in this environment, and this place is like, is kind of damaging, or there are a lot of tech around, plastic all around, and I expect someone to come and take it while I have the ability of doing that. So in that case, I'm emotionally lazy. So we have to like be strong and then work together. These people will not take upon like time and then bring out those beautiful ideas, and then we just sit and want them to implement it. Every one of us can come together and make this and make those ideas or the idea of better one for every one of us. This environment need to be safe for the betterment of us. So we as an individuals, we have to work. We have to make our environment better. So that's just what I have to say.
Can you clap for? Clap one more time, man. Yeah, clap. She said, leaders will meet, decisions will be taken. What are our individual contributions? What can we do collectively to ensure a healthy environment? The issue of waste management, the issue of sanitation, it requires individual and collective action. Clap for her again. So, who? I mean, you the last. Let me tell you one more guy coming to you. I'm watching you. You know when I get it talk, I want to take it talk, just be in my ear. So I want to hear one more. One more, please. One more. Okay, so we'll take you.
Okay. My name is Francis Avani Jr. I'm reading environmental science. So one thing I would like to stress on is the SDG. We have to do with the Sustainable Development Goal. And Labrador is part of that goal. Labrador signed an agreement to make sure that goal be sustained. I would like to advise our representative going out there that they should not forget about the goal. Because if you look at the ranking of Labrador on that goal, since it was established, Labrador ranked 161 over 165. Specifically, Labrador is only acting on 2, which is the climate action. They are on track in that of the responsible construction production. You got hunger, you got land below water, you got land above water. You can see we are not on track with it. So I would like that the SDG be intact as our leader goal. Thank you.
Can you people clap for him? The Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals. We have a short period between now and 2030. He believes Liberia is not making significant progress towards the attainment of the 17 SDGs. Climate action, yes, but there are other important areas. The SDG related to education, the SDG related to poverty, the SDG left below water, the SDG on gender. There are so many other SDGs, and he's calling for accelerated action towards achieving the SDG. Clap for him again. So, one more girl, I'll come to you, Mama. I know. Just waste more, yeah? Or are you there? One more girl. One more. I know you won't go for your class. You know, I want for the girl to talk because every time they talk, they think they can talk, it can be so unraveling. One more, please. Forget that faces. I see you calculating. Don't worry, you pass that meeting. Fine. I won't get it from the hospital. I'll come to you. Yeah.
So, my name is Hannah S. Fala from the Department of Biology. So, what my sister was saying, we as citizens, we need to know our role in the country. So, we can't depend on the government to do everything. We know that the government will do their part, but also we, the citizens, we have to do our part. Like, for instance, a road leading to my house, the people are mining the sand and then they are destroying the aquatic environment. So there should be awareness that people should take note of some things to ensure that there is protection in the country.
Can you also clap for her? The theme for Stockholm Plus 50 is a healthy planet for the prosperity of all, our responsibility, our opportunity. She's talking about apportionment of responsibility. Government has a responsibility, but we as citizens, we also have our responsibility. So while we call on government to uphold its responsibility, we must also play our part as citizens. Thank you very much. Are you right? After him, are you right? You ready?
Okay, my name is Clement T. Odo from the Environmental Department, and I'd like to say thank you to the UNDP and to the EPA for this seminar. The severity of the importance of a green and healthy Liberia cannot be overemphasized. So I'd like to say thank you for awarding us the opportunity to say what we feel and to say what we think. But it is very important, and I feel very optimistic that after the consultation, there will be good results. But these results can only be good to Liberian people if there is enough awareness and if there is implementation. I feel like a lot of these environmental problems in Liberia nowadays is as a result of ignorance. Liberian people do not know that they are at risk. The village people do not know about global warming. They do not know that plastic waste causes a lot of problems for their crops and whatsoever. They do not know about industrial waste. They do not know about a lot of problems that we are facing. So awareness is very, very important for Liberian people to be in the know of how they are harming themselves. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the implementation. Implementation of the things that will be discussed at the consultation. Most times we only hear about these conferences and after they are done, they are done. We do not see people, we do not have follow-ups, there are no other words about them or anything like that. It just goes in the breeze. So I'd like to urge the government of Liberia this time to carry on implementation. And I also like to use this platform to bring to board the project that the environmental department of this university started. We started the project of Plastita. It helped in the reduction of plastic waste around this campus and around the surrounding communities. But this project was called to a halt because of finance. we were not supported and our project was not being adhered by the government of Liberia. So I'd like to encourage the government of Liberia to help people that want to see a greener and safer Liberia. Thank you.
The environmental program here, Shabo. The man is talking about innovative solution. And let me commend you for your project on plastics. Plastic presents one of the greatest threats to our environment. He mentioned that there's a lot of ignorance around our society. People are definitely not aware of the risks they are exposed to. And as a result, they act in ways that are not sustainable. The conference should be about action. There should be follow-up after the conference. So with that said, I want you all to clap for yourself. Everyone. So unless there are any follow-up questions, I want to turn over to the dean for a word before we close. So I will take, oh, but you don't want to say something? Okay.
I just want to speak to what he just said concerning having a project here at this campus. I don't know how the project was financed before and how it ended. But like he said when he did an introduction, I'm from the small grant program and we are supporting NGOs in environmental business. So if that NGO or that project you had that was trying to manage plastic waste is still available, I will encourage you to look it up in the papers. Most time we have our grant announcement in the papers. Once you apply, you are shortlisted by the NSC, you can be financed. But the only thing about it, the finance level is $50,000 below or $50,000. So if this project you're talking about is actually, helping and it has made some impact here, you can let us know, and thank God that we have gotten the information so that whenever our publication is in the paper, we can inform the science department here or whatever department here to have you sending in something so that we can support. We are looking for such intervention.
So you see, we encourage you to check out the UNDP website, check out on EP funding opportunities that are always around. We also have, this year we have what we call business plan competition. Some of you have innovative business ideas. All you need is money to start up. Okay, on our business plan competition, we can give up to $3,000 to individual who has a business idea. Last year, 53 persons benefited from it. We also have our Growth Accelerator program. We support post-revenue startup businesses. You can get up to $40,000 US as a business that wants to scale up. So we encourage you to visit our website. If you go to the UNDP website, check for the small grants program. Every year they give up thousands of dollars to people with innovative solutions. I encourage you to also visit the UNDP Facebook page. Go and follow it. There are always awesome opportunities. A lot of information is available. Visit our page, both social media, visit our website, and you can learn about opportunities that you can capitalize on, either as a department, either as a school, or as an individual. Nima Community College got money from the livelihood program last year. Booker Washington Institute also got money from the livelihood program last year. So look out for those opportunities, because those opportunities are competitive. We don't just go and give it out to people. You have to come forward, compete, bring out your best ideas, and once you win, there's always opportunity for funding. You want to say something after you, then we'll go to the team.
Thank you very much. We just want to tell UNDP for coming, but right after you have to go and see for yourself, then you can also help to publish it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Dean, maybe you can come and give us a final word. Can you clap for your Dean? Come in. Dean. 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 When the grace sheet come on, I look at all those who are clapping. When the grace sheet come on, then it pass to me before it come to you, yeah? Okay. But when you clapping, we'll see what to do with it.
Okay, thank you. I am Augustine Samolu
I was introduced as the acting dean. Good. Well, I want to thank you guys, the students, and a big one to UNDP family. It is our hope that whatsoever thing our students have said will be taken into consideration. I'm glad that you were able to come. Those things that will be said tomorrow, if not everything said here will be accepted, at least one will be accepted because you went to Cuttington or you came at Cuttington and then you heard the students say something. So we are glad. If you reach there, Liberia is noted to have lots of laws on the book, but those laws are not implemented. The implementation aspect, like my students have said, is lacking. We will encourage you not just to sit and craft additional laws without implementing them. And if you do that, it is our hope that the world will be a better place, Liberia will be a better place, and this global warming we are experiencing will not continue. Thank you. We hope to see you next time.
I mean, there's a lot of opportunities there. You also get a lot of information on various issues that will be very important.
Are you staff in the university?
Yeah, I'm the chairperson for the Environmental Science Department.
Okay, so what calendars for you? I think those ones
So
you
with
can
that
share
said,
with
I want to thank you for walking outside. If you want to talk to any of the colleagues here, you want to say something? Huh? UNV, yeah, just say something about UNV, please. So our brother will say something about UNV. I know somebody. Where are the senior students? How many senior students here? Okay. A brother say a little bit about UNV.
Hello.
You want to
And I work with, okay. I'm Alberta Yates, and I work within the UNV program. And I know that some of you here might be wondering what the UNV is. We are actually an organization that mobilize and provide opportunity for people to volunteer within the UN system. So what we do, the various UN organizations, they all have a goal. And the 17 SDGs that exist, some of the organizations focus on certain areas. So what we do as UNV, we mobilize volunteers, mobilize people to serve within the UN agency. If you may be aware, the late Kofi Annan, he entered in the UN system. He was a UN volunteer. The UN volunteer program, it actually has various modalities. We have the community mobilizer. With that modality, you have to be like 18 years and above. You don't have to be having experience, but if you have an experience, it will be a plus for you. With that, you work within your community. So recently with UNICEF, they came up to us, they said that they needed community mobilizers to work on their COVID vaccination program. And we have vacancy here in Bong County. We needed a community mobilizer to serve in that position. So that just tells you how it works. At times, another agency can come up to us, they need somebody, maybe an accountant or a finance officer in different fields. The next modality we have is the youth volunteer. With that, you have to be between 18 and 29 years. And you can also be in university as well. You serve in that position. You can have at least 2 years experience in whatever field. This is a unique thing about UNV. It is so unique in such a way that you can just be doing whatever you are doing and look for opportunities within that field of studies or within whatever career opportunity that you have. We have the national international specialist modality. With that, you have to be 27 years and above. You have to have minimum 3 years of experience. You have to be out of the university, you have to be a graduate. So the best thing I advise you all to do, always create your profile. There's a saying that preparation meets opportunity. You have to prepare yourself because at times this opportunity comes up. It's now that you have to try creating profile and all that. So to avoid that, you can create your profile. You just go to unv.org and the stream will come. You please write it down. I don't see nobody writing. Or you can just type it in your phone, unv.org. So when you go there, you will see a lot of things and you'll see current opportunity. With the current opportunity, you click it, you go on your far right.
And this is it. In the UNV system right now, we have a lot of international volunteers. And at times it becomes a bit, you sit down, you ask, oh, why is it that our people are not really taking advantage of this opportunity? You don't have to work in Liberia. There are opportunities there for in the various vacancies in other countries. It gives you that exposure. It enters you into the UN system. It builds your professional profile. So that's what we have for the national and international specialists. We have the experts. For the experts, you have to be like 35 years and above. You have to be like have over 15 years and above experience. So some people have actually had vast experience working most part of their lives, and they retired, but they want to volunteer. Okay, so most of them take advantage of that modality. They come and they volunteer their service. Most of us, we're sitting here, we say, we come from other university, people want for us to be having 5 years, 10 years experience, but what are you doing now? You have to volunteer within your community. In terms up to the environmental department for that great initiative you're taking on, these are things you can actually incorporate in your CV. Don't take it for granted. So I'm encouraging you all to please sign up, create your profile. You have to create yourself. You put in all your educational background information there. You put whatever experience you have in different areas, you put it there. And you have to be looking. She made mention of opportunities. He made mention of opportunities. You have to be searching. Because if you don't search, you are not going to find it. So thank you all for giving me this opportunity to talk on the UNV program. If you have any question for just 1 minute or 2 minutes, you can ask. Any question?
On the UNV program?
Yes, I have I want to know in reaching a
.org here.
I want to know how the process can be, like, how can you start the process, because it just gave us just a blog.
Exactly. You see current opportunity, then you go to log in or create sign up. The whole thing about the UN system, you have to really follow instruction, because it seems a bit complicated. It's not so complicated, but you just have to read and follow instruction. The moment you go to sign up, just like you're trying to open a new email address, they'll start communicating with you. They'll give you a roster number. You have a place where you can take your own time. So just have to, the most important thing is to sign up. Then you follow the instruction, because they will be giving you instruction what to do. They'll send you an email to your email accounts. Once you have the profile, you go to that same UVP. This time you're not going as a stranger. You're going to log in. So when you log in now, you edit your profile. And anytime you see opportunity, the tricky thing about it, anytime you see opportunity, don't use the same CV all the time. Once your profile is there, so you click apply, it goes. You have to learn how to craft your CV, your profile, to suit whatever vacancy that you are applying for, because we do not do the shortlisting. It's done by artificial intelligence. So the keywords in your profile that matches the job description you are seeing, it picks it up. I hope I answered your question.
So yes, those
Just, I'm sorry.
where can you find them? Because are you saying that we can find just opportunities?
Click the opportunities. You see a lot of other opportunities in different countries. Yeah, you see a lot of other opportunities, not only in Liberia, in other countries.
You take a number, you can call, yeah? They are call come. So you don't want to go see the...
One more question for a lady. One question for a lady.